What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be coding in the GTS startup roar on my BMW 435. So here is my 435. It is pretty stock overall, at least in terms of performance, obviously not visually. So as of right now, I have no exhaust work done on the car, just as like a frame of reference. But like I said, today we're going to be coding in that GTS startup roar using boot mode, which the car is currently tuned on stage 1. And we're going to see if it makes a cold start sound any better. So now, if you guys aren't familiar with what GTS startup roar is, what it basically does is when you start up the car, obviously on a cold start, it kind of bumps up the RPMs that the car starts on, so it makes it sound a little louder. So now I wanted to make this video so you guys can see what the GTS startup roar really sounds like, if it really makes much of a difference. I'm not going to say this is the only reason why you'll invest in boot mode, because it is pretty expensive. It's about like 600 bucks for a tune, which, by the way, if you guys do want boot mode, I'll leave a link down in the description below, as well as my promo code to get 5% off. But overall, it's pretty expensive, so it's just sort of like a nice to have in boot mode, not the reason why you would get boot mode. Maybe it'll convince you to get it, who knows? But either way, I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like before and after, see if it's worth it, give you my impressions. So with all that said, let me show you guys how to turn on GTS startup roar. Now you are going to have to use boot mode for this, of course. So if you guys don't know the basics of boot mode, definitely check out my other video where I went through all that. But this, I'm just going to assume you guys know how to use it, at least for the most part, and I'm going to show you where to find this GTS startup roar. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can tell down there, I have my OBD cable connected to the car, and then I also have the other end of that, the Ethernet, connected to a Ethernet to USB Type-C adapter over here, which I have connected to my MacBook, which I finally decided to use instead of my old laptop. So boot mode is open and it's connected. Again, guys, this is going to be assuming that you know how to get here. I'm going to show you how to do it from this point on, and what I'll actually do is throw up like a screen share so you guys can see the screen more clearly and it'll be easier to follow. All right, guys, so like I said, I'm connected and I'm pretty much ready to go. So once you're on the screen, which again, I'm assuming you know how to get here, you want to go into the top left, press on menu, then you want to go down to my maps over here. Now this is going to depend on what map you're running. Currently I am running stage 1, so go to whatever map you want to run. Again, it could be the same one that you're currently running, so whatever it is, just press on that map. So once you're in the map that you want to run, you want to go to the top right over here where it says in red config. That's short for configure, so just press on that. Now over here, guys, it's showing like a longer screen. That's because I adjusted the burbles on my car. If you didn't, it'll actually be pretty short. It won't show all these sliders, but if you did, you'll get the same thing. Regardless, though, if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll actually see the next one down says GTS startup roar. Now, obviously, based on everything we're talking about, that's what you want to press on. So once you find it, you want to go down to the drop down menu to the right where it says choose. Just press on that and you'll get 3 options: on, original, or OEM. So on is obviously going to turn it on. If you guys want to go back to your original settings, just press on OEM. And then original kind of confuses me. If you guys press on that one, you can see here it says choosing original will use the map's preset settings if this map is custom tuned, blah blah blah. So I don't know if that means that each map has its own configuration when it comes to the GTS startup roar, and by pressing original, that's what you're choosing. I'm not really too sure, but either way, we're not even going to pick that. So what we're going to choose is obviously just on. And then once you do that, you'll actually get all this text down here pretty much explaining to you what the GTS startup roar really does. So once you press on it, feel free to take a read through that. But now we're just going to scroll down to the bottom here. Definitely make sure you save your changes, because I know there's been times where I forgot to press on save changes at the bottom, and I was wondering why my changes basically didn't go through. So once you do that, just go down to the bottom, press on save changes. Then you just want to confirm and save. Just press on OK. Now the next thing you want to do is actually go ahead and reflash your car. So just take all the precautionary steps to flash your car. So of course, turning off like all the lights, the heat, the AC, whatever it is, and make sure your seatbelt's plugged in. So I just paused for a second to do all that myself. But now that I'm all set, I'm actually going to go to my map. So stage 1, and then I'm going to press on flash. Now again, at the bottom, you just want to press on flash now. It's going to give you that warning message. Again, guys, take this warning very seriously. Make sure you do all those things. I already did. So I'm going to confirm it and press on flash. And now we just wait. So while I wait for the car to flash, what I'm gonna do is actually end the video here for today, because what I wanna do is come back tomorrow and get like a nice, fresh, cold start with the GTS startup roar. And then at that point, I'll also give you my impressions, because the mic probably won't pick up the sound perfectly. So I'll give you guys like an impression of what it sounds like in person. So with that said, let's just keep on going forward. All right, so as you guys can see, the flash is done. We're pretty much all set, and the GTS startup roar should pretty much be implemented. Now, like I said before, we're gonna wait to actually get get like a good sound clip of it so that we can get like a good apples to apples comparison. But for now, we are all set. Alright, so it's been a few days, the car's been sitting for a decent amount of time, so I'm gonna fire it up and see if we can tell a difference. I don't know how much the microphone's actually picking it up, but it does sound different. It does obviously sound louder. Again, guys, the point of the GTS startup roar is to basically raise the revs when it's on cold start, so it should definitely sound louder, but obviously my car is pretty much stock, so you can't tell too much of a difference. I'm sure if you have some downpipes, maybe an exhaust, you'll probably notice more of a difference, but on my car, it's not too noticeable. I tried playing the clips side by side so you can get a better idea, but yeah, overall, it sounds louder. It's not too crazy. Like, honestly, if you didn't tell me that there was a difference, I probably wouldn't have even noticed it myself. If you have boot mode already, definitely something cool to play around with, but if you're thinking about getting boot mode just for this, like, don't. It's obviously not worth it. Boot mode's like 600 bucks, but yeah, definitely don't get boot mode just for this. It's not worth it, guys, trust me. But yeah, anyways, with that said, that pretty much wraps up this video, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.